Hmm. Yeah. Oh man. Oh wow. Oh, hi there. So, hello. Today I'm going to show some of the new DVDs and Blu-rays that I've acquired through various means over the last 6 months. All right. So, the first one is going to be this movie called The Independent, which stars Jerry Stiller, the father of Ben Stiller. You may also know Jerry Stiller from his role on Seinfeld as George's dad. The Independent also stars Janine Garofalo. And apparently Jerry Stiller's in it also. And it gets 2 thumbs up from Ebert and Roper. I heard about this movie on the Pure Cinema podcast. They were doing their like lesser known movies of the 2000s. Now, I don't necessarily gravitate towards movies from the 2000s all that much. I mean, there's been a lot that have been good, but this one is apparently like a sketch comedy movie. It has like parodies and stuff, and it sounds really good. I haven't seen it yet, but I possibly will. It has commentary by Jerry Stiller and the filmmakers. This next one is Melvin and Howard, which is an excellent movie from 1980. I believe it was nominated for some Oscars. This has a commentary by director Jonathan Demme and production designer Toby Rafelson, who may or may not be related to Bob Rafelson, who directed Five Easy Pieces and Head, I think, the Monkeys movie. I've seen this movie before on a. This is a Blu-ray, so this is going to be better quality than the DVD that I watched it on in the past. Here is a copy of The Godfather Part 3 that I picked up at Half Price Books recently, the one in Dallas on Northwest Highway. Um, I saw it when it came out in theaters. This is, I think, the improved version, which is supposed to be better. Most things that are said to be improved are better, but, sometimes it's not the case. Anyway, this version is 2 hours and 50 minutes, 170 minutes total. It has a commentary by Francis Ford Coppola, and I shall watch it sometime. I picked this one up at a antique mall. Cat People. I've never seen this. It has Nastasia Kinski, daughter of beloved actor Klaus Kinski. It also features Malcolm McDowell and John Hurd, the excellent actor from such films as Chilly Scenes of Winter and Between the Lines and Home Alone, right? Whatever. Okay, Cat People has a commentary by Paul Schrader. So that sounds good. I've never seen this, but maybe I will sometime. Here is something cool from AGFA, the American Genre Film Archive. This is Hey Folks, it's the Intermission Time Video Party. This is a Blu-ray compilation of all, I think it was 6. Remember when Something Weird Video was a thing? I think it's still a thing, but it was purchased by AGFA or purchased by somebody. But they came out with like 6 different VHS tapes full of like those intermission things that would used to be at drive-ins and movie theaters. Like, come get popcorn, come get a juicy, yummy hot dog, that sort of thing. Well, this set has all 6 of those VHS tapes converted to Blu-ray, and there's also a 70-minute mixtape from the AGFA team, which also features commentary. So it has Hey Folks, It's Intermission Time, Volumes 1 and 2 on Disc 1, and Volumes 3 through 6 on Disc 2. The original uncut Something Weird VHS compilations from the 1990s. So that I've watched the first 30 minutes of Disc 1. It's pretty fun. I enjoy these quite a bit. So yeah, there's that. This is the R-rated version of Caligula. There's like 3 or 4 different versions of Caligula out there. I have the DVD set of the version that came out about 10 or 12 years ago. Um, that is the uncut version, or one of the uncut versions. The uncut version that I remember watching on VHS back 30 years ago had like hardcore stuff in it, like I don't know. But this is the R-rated version, which I remember airing on Cinemax once, and I recorded it off a TV because I thought, well, what could be more weird than like this hardcore Caligula movie with Malcolm McDowell and John Gielgud and Peter O'Toole and Helen Mirren cut down to an R rating. Like, what's left? I don't know. Well, I still haven't watched it, and maybe one of these days I will. Linton Tyler, the cat, just knocked down a box. That's what that noise was. But, we need a few sound effects here, don't we? All right. So this R-rated version is 102 minutes. All right. So, and it comes with, when I bought it on Amazon, it came with a nice little piece of these things that you bubble wrap. All right, this next one is The Ref, which I remember being a funny movie. It came out in 1992 or 93. Where on here it says 19. I can't find it, but it was like around 93 or 92. And Dennis Leary is in it, and Kevin Spacey, and Judy Davis. It's a funny movie. One thing I remember about this movie is that it had a character named Siskel, who kind of looked like Gene Siskel, the film critic, and I think obviously they were poking fun at him, probably because he didn't like some of the participants' past movies. Or anyway, Ted Demme is the director of this, and it's an entertaining movie. Yeah. I haven't seen that since it came out. It came out at the AMC theater that I worked at back in from 1990 to 1993. Yeah, or 94. Here's a movie that I got at Barnes & Noble. It was on sale during the Criterion Collection sale that Barnes & Noble does once or twice a year. It's the John Cassavetes film Love Streams from 1984, also starring his wife, Gina Rollins, who recently passed. Gina Rollins and John Cassavetes in Love Streams. I've seen that. I watched this not too long ago. It was a very good movie. It's hard to describe a Cassavetes movie, but I think that you've seen Cassavetes movies before, Matt, and you know kind of what to expect. It's 141 minutes and has a commentary that I haven't listened to yet. Commentary is by writer Michael Ventura, who I think was kind of an on-set writer and friend of Cassavetes. So Love Streams, 1984, which also was a Cannon film. It's rare that something this heavy and dramatic is released by Cannon. Cannon Films, the people who brought us Missing in Action 1, 2, and 3, Invasion USA, Breakin' and Breakin' 2. So we have a lot to thank for from Cannon Films. Next one is the version of A Christmas Story that has a commentary track by director Bob Clark, who also made Black Christmas and Death Dream and Porky's. A Christmas Story. Commentary also has Peter Billingsley and Melinda Dillon. I remember watching this once, but it's been a while, and listening to the commentary. I got this at Half Price Books also. Next we have, this is seasons 1, 2, and 4 of News Radio. This is a pretty funny show that I just started watching not too long ago. I think I'm on to season 2 right now because season 1 isn't very long. It has, of course, Phil Hartman and Dave Foley and the lady who was on ER later on. Oh my God, what's her name? Yeah, her. Mara Tierney, yes. And so yeah, it's a funny show. There's some commentaries on here also that are entertaining. So it's fun to watch an episode and then to listen to a commentary. There's not commentaries for every single episode on these sets, but there's quite a few on the season 1 and 2 set, and pretty decent amount on the third one, apparently, according to the back of the box. I may have featured this in a past video, but this is Used Cars from director Robert Zemeckis, starring Kurt Russell and Jack Warden. I have seen this, I think, maybe a long time ago, maybe in the 90s on VHS, but I haven't seen it since. It does have a commentary by Zemeckis and Bob Gale and actor Kurt Russell. That's probably a good one, because those folks are always entertaining and give a lot of information about their films, especially Kurt Russell. Especially Kurt Russell when he did commentaries with John Carpenter. Like the commentary for Escape from New York is really good, and the one for The Thing is also really good. Used Cars. This is a Burt Reynolds movie called Paternity, which I got recently on Amazon. It's a Kino Lorber film, a Kino Lorber distributed movie. 1981 movie. Burt Reynolds plays a guy who wants to have a baby, but he doesn't want to get married. It sounds kind of like a dumb late 70s, early 80s idea, and I guess it kind of is, but it manages to be still entertaining despite that. It's got a good commentary by Brian Reisman and Max Every, who are entertainment journalists. These two people do a lot of commentaries on the Kino Lorber label. So, Paternity. It's one of those movies that I remember existing, back in the 80s, back in the early 80s when I was a kid, and used to like looking up movie ads in the newspaper. I still like looking at movie ads, but like on the archive websites. Like the Dallas Morning News has a good archive website where you can look at old newspaper ads. But when I was a kid, I would always look forward to the Sunday paper, and I would look at the movie section and look at the TV guide that came, not the magazine TV guide, but there'd be like a TV guide supplement that would come in with the paper also. And I always enjoyed looking at those. All right, this one is Soul Man, starring C. Thomas Howell. Let me ask you, when you see Thomas Howell, tell him that this is a pretty good movie. I know it's controversial, but what isn't controversial now, I guess? But it has C. Thomas Howell, Ray Don Chong, Air Gross, and Leslie Nielsen and James Earl Jones are also in this movie. Soul Man. I picked this up at a antique mall in Waxahachie. They had like a bunch of rooms with a bunch of just DVDs stacked up and stuff. But it's a weird subject for a movie, handled pretty well, I think. I think if you see it, they're not making fun of anybody in this movie. This is not a movie against any particular group of people. But it probably wouldn't get made today, which is probably a good thing, because who needs more controversy, really? All right, Soul Man. I was hoping there would be a commentary for this one, but there is not. Bare bones DVD. And this is Tucker, The Man and His Dreams, with Jeff Bridges, the Francis Ford Coppola film about the guy who created a car in I'm reading the back now, 1948. So yeah, this has a commentary and a promotional film called Tucker, the Man and the Car, a 1948 promo film. So yeah, and the promo film also has commentary. I got this from the same, from that place in Waxahachie. I think it's called Red Barn Antiques, in this big antique mall. Not really antique mall, but more of like a junk store in Waxahachie. Tucker, it was $1. All right. This is something that I got at another antique mall. I forget which. I think this one was in in Dallas. Shock Treatment, the sequel to Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I've seen once, and I like it. I think people either like it or don't like it, which is normally the case with things. Who knew? But this has a commentary by Shock Treatment Fan Club presidents Madman Mike and Bill Brennan. All right, so Shock Treatment, the 25th anniversary edition. I have, yeah, okay. All right, so this ends part one of the eighth, I think, installment of my new DVDs. Let's just call this part 8. No need to add a part 1 to it, because that'll just make everything confusing. This is part 8, part 1. All right, more in a minute.